Yaroslav Zarinov is a chief editor of Ukrainian news Telegraph. He joins us live now from Kiev. Yaroslav, thank you so much for joining us. Firstly, the big question, we've heard so much about why Biden might have done this. Help us understand why Joe Biden might have done this as he is about to leave office.
Thank you for the invitation and opportunity to talk with your auditory. First of all, we need to understand that this decision of Biden's administration is not only long awaited, but is also belated. Nevertheless, permission for using long-range weapons is good news for Ukraine, and President Biden was more risk-averse than our European partners. And unfortunately, we were forced for this decision for long months. It's not a secret that nowadays we have a very difficult situation on the front line, and we know that Donald Trump wants to make a deal between Kiev and Moscow to stop this war, like he said, and he wants to do it before the inauguration. And I think that it's maybe the good play of Biden. He understands that he lose these elections, and he will not be the next president. That's why he may have time to do some steps to help Ukraine and to make real assistance for Ukrainian troops and for Ukrainian army. Of course, Ukrainians want to stop the war, but like you show on your broadcast, that we have every day dies of our civilian and military people, like today in Sumy, in Kiev, and in other countries. But I think that Putin don't want to stop this war, and maybe this step from Biden's administration will help us to be strong, to have our powerful position, and maybe if we will have some negotiations or trying of these negotiations with trying some dialogue with Moscow, maybe our position will be more powerful than we have now it.
Okay, and what does this mean? Because we have heard some commentary already about this potentially meaning the start of World War III. What, in your view, do you think this will mean for the conflict?
Now we are not far from the beginning of the World War III. Firstly, Iran and China, now North Korea also helped Russia to continue the aggression against Ukraine. And it's a pity that we Ukrainians need to wait while North Korean troops will take part in our war, and now we have such opportunity to strike the targets on Russian soil using long-range weapons. More countries nowadays take part in this conflict, and I don't think that we can stop it during 1 or 2 days like Trump wants. And Biden's decision now change all the position of our European partners, like we know, and France, Great Britain give the same permission for using the long-range weapons. That's why I think that it's not maybe the beginning of the World War, but it may be one more step by Russians, because they continue their terrorist attack. Today we have massive missiles attack today's morning. That's why we can't have any ideas. We don't have any ideas that they want to stop this war conflict. And like we know that North Korea troops nowadays on Russian soil and in Kursk region, they try to take part in the fights on the battlefield. That's why more countries now take part, and it may be very dangerous in future. That's why we need strong assistance for Ukraine, and we need strong steps for us from our European and Western partners, also from the US.
And so the incoming President Donald Trump will take office in January. Do you expect that this change in policy, this reversal in policy from Washington, what kind of impact will it have in the coming months before Donald Trump takes office? We understand that potentially there will be a big change in policy when it comes to Ukraine from Donald Trump.
First of all, we don't have enough information about Trump's plans for future negotiations or for future dialogues with Moscow. Like a deal maker, like a businessman, he know how to make these deals, how to prepare different business contacts. But it's a very dangerous story for us and for world, because while Putin attacked our country, what will stop him in future to attack another countries, for example, some NATO countries? Nowadays, we understand that future 2 months will be very difficult for us. But although we know from this administration, from Biden's administration, that we will have more assistance and we will get it during all next weeks. And it's good news for us, and we want to have such assistance, and maybe the same assistance from Germany, from France, from Great Britain, from all our European partners, because nowadays it's not only a question of Ukrainians' future, it's also a future of a European continent. That's why we need to stop Putin. We need to, we understand that taking part the North Korean troops also changed all map of this conflict, and also it may change the future situation in Asian region. That's why it's very difficult for us to think only about Ukrainians. It's a more global conflict, I think. That's why Trump may have a good option that he may cancel this permission, for example, for having some steps from Russian side. That's why it also may be like an option, but maybe we only try to think good about Trump.
Indeed. Yaroslav Zhavinov is chief editor of the Ukrainian News Telegraph. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.